Second, I feel like, has a good edge on that one.
The Lee Sin and the Pantheon are going to be showing a lot of early aggression.
Yeah.
This is the test for Broken Shard, whether or not he can fly in there and save the day. The Nidalee pick as well. We've seen a lot of Nidalee today.
Yeah, she's come back. Again.
Erickson's Nidalee looked absolutely infuriating to play against. I imagine Xiao will do a fairly similar thing. And even though we talked so much about LMQ, I was so distracted by the Gragas pick, I missed out on this.
Yeah.
The LMQ team normally goes so aggressive, but this is actually a different style for them.
Yeah.
If they're wanting to play Nidalee Lucian, it is heavily poke focused, and then obviously they're going to have to be able to go crazy and execute things. But it is a much more passive style of play.
And we'll see what they can do with this one. So skill shots come out. They get another try by successfully. Bubba Dub and Robert likely do not know about this just yet. We had seen him throw one Peacemaker into the brush. Misses them both. Doesn't know if LMQ's there. Still won't face check it.
They still don't know we're there.
Nope. No information gained by either side. I don't know if the Peacemakers got seen.
There weren't any pings that went down.
Yeah.
So you would imagine that they actually didn't get seen.
Every lane has the exact same opening item build. That's kind of interesting.
It's like a mirror. Except
for the fact that Xiao doesn't have biscuits. He ruined the symmetry.
Yep.
Not hungry, apparently.
That'll do it. Probably went 21-9 on his masteries instead of 21-09.
I feel like some will go for the buff duration, some go biscuits, like, interchangeably. Some just choose to go for it.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Normally he does push-ups when he does that, but...
Does he?
Upside down push-ups. He, like, one-handed, like, vertical push-ups. It's pretty freaking
Westeros is doing push-ups right now?
Yes.
No, okay. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. Standard lane matchups, none of that lane swap foolishness. Really want to see where No Name goes with his first gank, or if Broken Shard does a concerted effort to gank Ackerman. The fact that Westeros started Thorn's Shield makes me think he's not going to go super aggressive early, but I have not seen this matchup play out very often.
No, I don't think I've seen it really ever here. Mundo wasn't a common top laner until this season, basically, and Garen hasn't been common in a very long time. So mid laner probably level 2 first and pushing Xiao around.
I like
already a good start.
Yeah, I like this by Complexity Black right here. They're trying to hit LMQ in the mouth before they can start their lanes pushing. They know how LMQ is comfortable, and they're trying to immediately take them out of their comfort zone by playing very aggressive early on in lanes.
All right, so mid lane push coming through. More damage into Xiao, who I believe is just chugging some heals for now on this one. The top lane also holding fairly close to equal. More Bobs coming through from Prolly. I mean, he's going to have more experience than almost anyone on this champion and know the matchups.
Yeah, and another thing about this Complexity team composition is every laner is also picked to be stronger than their opponent. You pick Caitlyn, you generally have the stronger bottom lane. Ziggs in the mid lane outshoves absolutely everyone, and Garen in top against Mundo is meant to be more powerful in that matchup. It means Broken Shard can then invade the enemy jungler, since all his lanes don't necessarily need his help.
Okay, spots the brush and comes all the way around. No Name is nearby. These guys might just scrap. They don't see each other.
There they are.
Now they see each other. Damage. What? Shield. E. Slow comes down. No Name now on the chase. Broken Shard's got to try to keep himself alive in this one. Prolly's going to come in there first. Jumps back in with the stun. No Name loses a lot of health. There's a bomb. Broken Shard. Auto. Q. Picks it up. First blood.
Huge play right there by Broken Shard. Getting the jump on a No Name. And the biggest thing is the double buffs will be renewed for Broken Shard. Are they
chanting US? No, they're USA chants for the Israeli jungler.
Okay, that's nice enough.
I mean, I understand the spirit of it. I'm just saying, guys. All right.
Still a big play.
Yeah, it was a great play. Complexity Black starting out strong there. Here we go. Turret going to be taking some pain, and the push is continued. And of course, Complexity Black knows like No Name hasn't shown up to any of these lanes yet. He has no chance of pressuring yet. So all these push lanes that have a minion lead, especially in that bottom lane we haven't even seen yet, no jungle pressure on them.
Robert X and Bubba Dub haven't even had to use that health potion early on, and Broken Shard's going to continue to try and catch him out.
Oh my god, he is living in No Name's jungle, and the flash is down. Keep that in mind. So is the trinket. Gets a new ward, though, and jumps to that one.
Well,
useful ward.
Yeah, but that ward doesn't really help him. It helped him save him, but now they can't ward for where Broken Shard will be going next.
Yeah, whenever he goes back, he'll have items, too.
There's a cost on that. Yeah, Broken Shard, I think he should go back as soon as possible and get some boots.
He's going for the wolves first.
Yeah.
Getting revenge on him. Let's see if he can go around on this one. Robotics lead. Rubadub still pushing down. More going to be pushed back. More pain coming through. It's a standard push lane. They've got a 10 minion kill lead here, Robotics lead and Bubba Dub, and they're trying to keep it that way. No Name's been spotted a fair amount. but now he's back in the fog of war for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, LMQ is going to have to do a lot of work in these lanes to try and get back. You can see Xiao needs to go back and get some items. He's waiting for enough mana for Chalice of Harmony, while Prawley is just bullying him out.
Still getting pushed around, no potions and no mana left. Now Prawley is pretty low on the damage threat as well, but he's getting closer and closer to 6. And maybe he gets enough to burst out Xiao.
I mean, he has his Ignite. So if he got one good spell, I could see him flash Ignite Auto-Wing or something.
Well, they do have Barrier.
Yeah, Barrier would stop that. So just to stand still.
Probably, though, he is a wave away from 6. Xiao shows up mid. Level 4 on this jungle Lee Sin right there, and it's going to help sweep this away. And actually, they get almost all the minions there, and it pushes the lane back out, so it looks like Xiao does want to back off this wave.
Interesting how Westrice went for a Giant Spell. It would appear now in the top lane, he is just looking to split farm and become a monster tank.
Yeah.
Now, one thing about Garen as a monster tank, he is a little more monstrous than most people are. His W gives him 20% extra armor and magic resist just because. And then he can also activate it for, I believe, once you max it, it scales up to like 6 seconds of 30% damage reduction.
Yeah.
No one has tank stats that are comparable to that. So it would actually be an incredibly potent frontline if he can get that late game, since he is just going to be trading farm with Ackerman for a while.
Yeah, and if it were 3 years ago, he had to get 6 Sunfire capes, and then he'd do plenty of damage.
That's force of nature.
He'll only get 1. Yeah, okay,
Oh,
fine,
nice
fine.
knock.
Okay, there we go. Ulti coming across. Barrier popped. It's going to be Xiao forced away. He didn't actually recall off of the that push there. Ooh. Okay. You're going to trade these blows back and forth, but minion kill lead's still here for Prawley. Neither guy is backed yet.
Yeah, Broken Shard is trying to shove this up as quickly as possible, but Xiao is staying around a really long time.
Let's see. No barrier. Both guys have flash. Broken Shard does not have flash himself, though. So he's staying out of range for the jump slam.
He's totally safe to farm. Just making sure he can get the next wave and that he doesn't lose anything he doesn't need to the turret. He's probably going to shop right after these.
Gets the last hit right there.
No.
Probably going to shop. He's going to get Chalice himself.
Yeah. I really like the way Xiao
actually
played that. I thought he was going to default back, but now knowing this is the cannon wave, since he was getting pushed back so quickly, he's going to get that, really equalize the CS for a short amount of time, and then be able to get out of there.
Ooh, Q's a little bit early from Westrice and gets slowed right on top of it. Not going to go for much here on Ackerman, just kind of spinning around, getting slowed. Dodges the briefcase, and actually the attempted invade towards the red buff not going to come through here for Complexity, and No Name's going to get his own red buff safely.
Yeah, game's starting to equalize a little bit now. You can see how LMQ's laning, despite getting pushed in sufficiently at the start and having their jungler die, the skill of their laners are keeping them involved here. Vasily in the bottom lane is, only 10 behind, and this top lane we could see the first big gank walking through a pink ward. Just gonna kill that pink ward.
He's gonna get that safely. Westrice did buy that on his first back. Put it down there, made sure. I like the choice. If you're not gonna get visited much in top lane,
right,
you put a pink ward down, and like if it lasts longer than 3 minutes, it's better than getting the green ward.
Yeah, it's only 25 gold more. It's you'd think that would be a little foolish because you're used to thinking the pink ward's this really valuable thing that are killer to get removed. But it gave him so much safety in that lane.
Yeah. Worked out okay. So both top laners actually mirroring their builds so far, but Ackerman makes his second recall first. Picks up a chain vest for himself. Westrice, similar amount of gold, 800 on him right about now. And he'll be making a very similar choice. These guys, I assume, going to be mirroring their builds in the top lane for now.
Yeah, there's no way those guys are killing each other.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
And I know you said that was likely to go in Mundo's favor, that he was happy to have a slow laning phase.
That's Mundo's entire goal when you pick him as a laner. Yeah.
Well, the jump in, Moore taking a bunch of pain, explodes into the bomb, but flashes over and survives with 200 health. The dive in, Caitlyn will be going to hit by Vasily. 250 left on him, but Complexity Black now in control of the side of the jungle. Can they outsteal the blue?
They're a little bit low sticking around for this, depending on how many spears land.
Broken Shard gets something. What a Lulu ulti stops the Q from taking in damage. No Name forced away, jumps over the wall for that one. Smite comes in, Broken Shard gets the blue buff for himself. The team walks. No, goes to Prawley.
Yeah, very clever use of Smite here. Xiao, a little bit low on mana, can't throw extra spears. That's the last one.
Oh, I'm wrong on this one. Xiao still on the chase. Bubba Dub a little overextended. Not much mana left in the enemy team. But the burst coming through. Prawley shows up. One more attack to get him. Moore gets the kill. And they can't chase down. Oh! Close right there. And I tell why it was actually...
So that was Moore's Ignite that ticked Bubba Dub out.
Yeah.
The spear actually missed from Xiao. He got enough mana back to throw that last one. When all is said and done, it does mean they denied the blue buff from Xiao, which is good for Prawley. but it is overall, I think, bad for the team, just because Bubba ended up dying for the jungle invade.
Yeah, No Name did end up getting smite on that one. I was wrong in the call there. I thought it went downwards.
Right.
No Name did outsmite Broken Shard there, and throughout the Challenger Series, actually, Broken Shard has had some really impeccable smites overall. It's one of the very first ones I've seen him actually miss. But it did go over LMQ's way. As you say, it does get denied from Xiao Wei Xiao. Might give some room over to Prolly to make some more moves. We'll see how it pans out, though the gold lead back in LMQ's favor by 300.
So, some pretty aggressive plays coming up by Complexity Black. LMQ's mainly just been playing reactively so far.
Yeah.
Which isn't how they have been playing so far in the Challenger Series, but they're showing their proficiency for it. You know, they had that misplay by No Name early. This could be a kill chance if you Ignite ults.
Ignite is on. There's the ulti. Auto attack. Ignite versus the regen.
Nope, can't get him.
Oh my gosh. So close right there. Westrice not barely picking it up. Ackerman walks away. Calculated, I believe.
All planned. He finishes Sunfire Cave like nothing happened. So close. He was waiting for the ultimate, that exact moment that we were talking about, but he couldn't quite get him.
Wow, and look
now
at that.
Teleports in for Dragon.
Yeah, recalls back with 17 HP, gets back to full, shows up with a Sunfire Cape. Dragon's gonna go over to LMQ with very little loss. They're all gonna go back to the lanes pretty quickly in time. Westrice not punishing that by much.
No, he had no way of. He had just sent him back to base. He had no control over that teleport, so good timing on the teleport by Ackerman, but that was so close for Westrice to be the kill, and then the Dragon wouldn't have happened if he would have gotten it.
It's true.
One more auto attack
Doran's
before
Blade.
he went aggressive. If he did open Doran's Blade, there's a chance it would have been a kill. There's also a chance he could have been harassed out of lane. You never know.
Potentially here. Xiao Wei Xiao probably trading back farm. We talked about how well Prolly was doing early on, shoving in the Nidalee, but we're seeing a 3 minion difference right here. Not a very big one. Broken Shard, though, level 7. He's waiting around for the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's waiting for the man drop. They know that there's a flash down on Annie, because in the previous fight, Annie flashed to get that Ignite off, and they're hoping to punish this. As soon as Vasily and Moore move up a bit, you can see how passive they're playing.
Well, I think no wards.
Nah, this is too obvious of a gank, because Robert X. Lee and Bubba have been pushing straight in this entire time. The fact that they're just now thinking of freezing is completely telegraphing Broken Shard's play.
Well, plenty of damage still comes through. They're finding the poke. Moore and Vasily are forced back for now. This bottom lane only a 6 minion difference. Broken Shard shows up, says, yep, you're right, you found me. Wasn't a bluff after all. They're going to force the recall, though, and get some pressure on this turret.
Yeah, they did get a lot of harass down while they were freezing. So maybe something positive to get out of this anyway. Probably a turret as well.
Wow, impressive stuff. So the Complexity Black bottom lane does take down the first turret of the game and pulls the game back within 300. Westrice and Ackerman chilling with their Sunfire Capes.
This lane.
Yep.
Garen versus Mundo.
So it's Max Cleaver versus Max Spin. Westrice is maxing Decisive Strike. The Silence is Q's second. Most top Mundos I see are maxing the W, the AoE damage nearby. So 3 points there. Spin comes in again, damage coming through. Westrice does not have his ulti back up yet. Ackerman does and pops it here.
Yeah, and Westrice is going to want his Ignite to be up anyway before he decides to go in again. They're going to keep having fun in that lane, but the rest of the game is happening meanwhile.
Mid lane siege has started, actually. LMQ not pushing the bottom lane down very quickly. So,
yeah, they're catching Vasily in a rotation actually right now, because Vasily was down there farming, and Robert X. Lee's been here for a while getting farm in the mid lane. Plus, the creep wave is so large that Nidalee can't outpoke off them with spears.
And looking at some pretty good damage there. Moore getting hit down as well. 4v4 now in the mid lane, and the turrets are steadily going down this way. Complexity getting the pressure on, slowly losing out in gold. The top lane also hasn't panned out so far with 0 jungle intervention. Westrice again spots Ackerman. Ignites up in about 20 seconds. That might signal him to go back in.
I wonder what Westrice is going to be doing up there. I feel like the persistent pressure of the mid and bottom lanes can get Complexity back a little bit. Black back a bit more bold. I think
well, silence on Ackerman, has nowhere to go. Pantheon will show up and lay the stun. Ackerman going to lose a lot of health in this one, does not have flash available. Ignite goes in, there's a spear shot.
Where's the ult?
Doesn't even, there it is. Does go for it, picks it up. Westrice picks up the kill on Ackerman. Flash going to be up in a couple of minutes there, but top lane kill goes through. 2-1.
Robert might get dove here if Lee Sin can close in. Annie is waiting in the wings, and Robert does not have knowledge of this. So when the minion wave gets here, he's in a lot of trouble. Lulu's nowhere to be found.
He's got flash and barrier. Lulu's going to go mid. Vasily waiting around. Lee Sin going to come forward. There comes Moore. Can he flash the stun? Not really. Jump on in. Some decent damage, but he will get away, but that gives control of the turret.
Yeah, it gives away the turret, but it's better than the turret and his life. I just want to say, the Garen ultimate is probably like the coolest feeling ability in the game.
Yeah.
If you ever play him, the way the whole screen like shakes when you get the ultimate off.
Yep. If you're the Garen or the recipient, everyone else doesn't get the particle spam.
Well, Westrice probably felt pretty good about that.
I'm sure he did. He killed a world finalist top laner.
Yeah.
Had to get a jungler to do it, but still completely worthwhile.
Still counts.
Brought out Garen. 0
Now he's got
deaths.
the Brutalizer, so he's going Black Cleaver second.
All right.
Awesome.
Damage gonna start ticking in here. Ackerman does go for Ninja Tabby. And now I'm curious to see if he adds more armor to survive Garen or if he adds MR to try to survive as he goes into team fights later on and it gets like a Visage.
Good point. I think Visage is probably next.
Okay. See what happens.
And also when he gets that, he can reduce the damage from the
ulti.
For some reason, magic damage Garen ulti.
Doesn't want to get kind of by armor stacks.
Yeah.
Why not? Shao Shao
Fits right into his lore.
kills some minions. Yeah, he hates armor. That's why he wears so much.
Yeah.
Westrice. See if he goes. He's going towards the east side of the map. I don't know, man. That's not what your name says. Okay, stays back on the west side. Ackerman. He's got some briefcases looking for him.
Very tactical game so far.
Yeah.
You would have expected a much higher kill game based on these guys' previous matchups, but I think the team composition that LMQ picked very much speaks to this type of passive play in a sense. They want Shao Shao to get more ability power so the spears can really start chunking. And probably he might die here.
Well, he gets jumped on, flashed away, takes a satchel retreat and does get away. Couple orgies pop for that one, but mid lane now under control by LMQ.
Yeah, bad place to back right there for probably. Let's see how LMQ capitalizes. There is some support coming from Complexity Black.
Ooh, good wave clear. The minions are gone. Ulti comes through. Moore takes it for his team. What a friendly Annie in a Tabor's costume.
Annie.
Yeah, she's nice. Skipping around. Takes a bullet to the face, doesn't care. Has a shield made of fire, whatever. What are bullets? Ackerman, speaking of made of fire, has a Sunfire Cape, pushing the top lane down. Westrice saying stop it. Spins around, kills minions pretty quickly. Alright, that one's going to be safe. These guys are going to be trading minions for now, but Ackerman has the inside track if he joins the team.
Yeah, never-ending assault of this mid lane. If a couple of those spears land for Complexity Black, they have to immediately retreat. It is such a dangerous game for them. No healing on their team. If a single spear lands, it is a disadvantage for a long time. It's really a bad position for Complexity to be in right now. If one of them gets hit by a spear, they either lose their mid turret or the dragon, or both.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of good power here for Shao Shao. Sword Shoes, Double Doran's Ring, Athene's Unholy Grill as well. There's one Javelin that lands.
Especially because the teleport is up for Ackerman at this moment. You can see Westrice trying to run down as quickly as possible, but it's too late for the dragon.
It looks like Dragon's going to be objective number 2 in a row there for LMQ. Trap on a Shao Shao doesn't matter too much. Mid lane under pressure, though. Looks like Complexity does have the inside track, and they're going to trade turret for the dragon.
Good trade.
Yeah.
Because there was no way they were getting that dragon thanks to the teleport. The fact that they rotated for the mid lane right as that happened was a smart call.
All right, well, they made that one happen. 3 turrets to 1, but 2 dragons to 0 on the other side. These guys trading gold back and forth. 200 gold separates these teams. And I got to say, for all the hype coming into LMQ, Complexity definitely making a close game. I got to say, this is going to be a fun series to watch overall. Not just for the Garen, but for everything going on with these guys. Some great high-level play. And they're going back to like, all right, we'll sit across the map. We'll throw our skill shots. We'll fight later.
Just more farming up here. How much gold are they sitting on? There's about 800 on Westrice. He's farming along with Ackerman. There was a Brutalizer picked up by Broken Shard as well. That's going to be pretty important for his damage output. Got to be careful not to overcommit now that Vasily and Moore are unknown factors on the map right now.
Yeah.
And he can pretty much come out of nowhere and help support a potential aggressive move by Broken Shard.
There's some dude potential there. You got to be careful. So, Jack, I need your help making a pun. What's an area of the world known for farming?
I don't think I've ever helped you make a pun.
Well, Westrice not in a good spot. Stunned up. The Q comes through. Can he get away? Press the Q, presses W, and he can't really catch much. Tries for Vasily, kicked around. Ulti's not going to do enough. He burned Flash and Ignite for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was worth it.
That's exactly what we were talking about when they tried to over-aggress in that top lane. Because the Annie came out of nowhere. That's exactly what Westrice had to worry about. He burned everything as well. Huge loss. What's your pun?
So, insert name of place that's good at farming. I was going to say, because there's not many kills, say they're farming more than insert location here.
The USA is good at farming.
Okay, they're farming more than the USA.
Okay.
Great joke,
it's like
right?
a lot of corn,
Yeah.
high fructose corn syrup and things. Very industrialized farm system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for the history lesson.
No problem. They have like AAA baseball. That's a farm system. All right, here's the King Top.
Lots of AoE ults come across. Not doing much for it. Broken Shard's not going to find any friends to land onto. Turret doesn't go down, but individually LMQ are finding a couple of kills. They're still continuing the siege, and they're doing a 3-1 split here, actually. No Name chilling with Vasilian more.
And as long as Ackerman has that teleport up, it's a big threat. Westrice, while he could interrupt it with a silence, might have trouble getting into range. This is the siege that LMQ wants to pull off.
See if they can find it. Xiao Wei Xiao still running around the mid lane. Is spotted by a ward, probably put some damage down. And they're still throwing things. All right, probably good Spidey sense there. And even sweeps the ward away. So this little 1v1 featured matchup, heavily outplayed.
A lot of skill
Rewarded
shots
by 500
flying out
damage.
right there. And he's going to be healing that up real quick. Probably going to want his death cap. Same with Xiao Wei Xiao before they really start kicking into high gear in that mid lane.
What? Javelins. Minions going down. More bombs.
Probably
Mid lane
using
turret's
those
already
minions
dead,
as a
though.
shield.
It's a good choice.
Yeah. But the top lane is a little bit indefensible right here. They do not have the confidence to go in on a 3v3.
Yeah, and that's interesting because it was Complexity who were winning that 2v2 lane, and honestly the jungler who got first blood as well, and yet the 3v3 they didn't want any part of it. Probably now forced away, of course, the inside track there for LMQ. They're going to get to the mid lane first.
Yeah, it looks like Westrice is starting to lose this to Ackerman a little bit. Does have his ultimate up, but Ackerman's pressuring him back, and that's, I think, the reason that they didn't want to go in top lane, is Ackerman was out of view for Westrice, and the threat of a Mundo teleport was there.
Yeah.
If he decided to come in.
Well, wise choice then. I guess these guys did back off safely. Xiao Wei Xiao going to get his own blue buff pretty easily. Sweeping away the minions. 1,000 gold for these guys. Take a very slow time with this one. Red buff goes over to Robert X. Lee this time now. So resources being spread about. Broken Shard hasn't found much to do after the first kill or so he got. And just kind of farm the jungle, slowly but surely getting the gold.
I feel like Complexity is running the risk of not being able to find the right things right now. Since they've already taken down 3 outer turrets, but don't actually have a gold lead, they're not strong enough to go invade the LMQ jungle.
Yeah.
And LMQ has played elusive enough that the Pantheon ganks haven't been able to find home. It does seem like LMQ has been in control now for about 5 minutes, and are probably just waiting for the next objective, baiting that teleport out to get positional edges. Ackerman hasn't actually used the teleport for a while, but the threat of it is allowing them to make some good plays.
Well, you know, Jat, there's a really obvious reason why Broken Shard's ultis haven't been finding home. He's not aiming them at Rakor. He's aiming them on Summoner's Rift, which is on the other side of Runeterra.
Yep, sure. However you want to say that. There's like 4 people that are like, I know exactly what Rick is talking about right now.
They didn't? Okay. So, Complexity Black still holding back. The lore puns. I don't know, I'm proud of the lore puns.
Good work.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
No, you're not. You're really not. I mean, we're just killing minions for a while, man. It's just these guys chilling out. Of course, it's a very important game, so they're taking a very measured approach. And it's interesting to me because we know that teams in scrims play a lot more loosely than they do in professional matches. We know that from the LCS games. And I'm wondering if, like...
LMQ is the same way?
Yeah, if they're like, every other game we played up until now was so easy.
Yeah. Well, here comes the Broken Shard. We're about to see some action.
Right on top of the Moor. A lot of damage. Half HP. Bomb comes out. Look at the burst coming through. Bubba Dub. And he's going to help find it. 1 kill picked up. Bubba Dub happily tanking the culling. Does not care. He is cull immune. And they're going to run away from him, though. That is a scary Lulu, man. That hat is big.
Yeah, good gank there by Broken Shard, right as the Dragon's about to be timed as well. There could be another fight in about 20 seconds here, knowing that Ackerman and Westrice might be coming down. It'll be interesting to see if LMQ can test this 4v5, since a couple people on Complexity are low and they're out of ultimates, or if they can see the Dragon. They're the team that looks like they're going to fight.
What? Javelin above Dub's face. He's a little bit overextended. He's going to have to back up on this one. Ackerman in the front line's taking a lot. Eats a Nid Trap as well. There's the Ignite. He is well overextended. Damage coming through. No Name finds 1, though. It's a death on a Broken Shard. Bubba Dub narrowly dodges the Javelin. More bombs coming through, though. 1 Javelin could end his life. Woo.
And there is still a Mundo that's alive. The ultimate is still ticking on him. This is a very dangerous situation because Prawley's used close to the last of his mana as Dragon has respawned and more has re-arrived. This could be an LMQ Dragon.
Wards get swept away, and there is LMQ taking this with 3. The rest of the team trying to show up. Robert, got to be careful. Puts the Q back down. Now 4 are here. Xiao Wei Xiao heals himself instead of a teammate. Whatever. Bubba Dub stunned up. Not the best thing. There comes Westrice. Finds the kill. Muna goes down. Dragon goes to LMQ. 1-for-1 fight so far. Chase coming in. Robert X. Lee. Oh no. Another kill picked up. Still trying to run away. This Caitlyn very, very alone and dead.
That's about how it's going to play out if Complexity tries to do that Dragon without Prawley having mana for a sustained fight. Yes, Westrice could go in for a kill with his ultimate, but he was so low before that fight happened, it was just a losing cause. I think LMQ had a much better understanding of what was happening before that fight was going underway. That's just how it's going to play out. You can see here, everyone on Complexity is so low, and the majority of LMQ is actually pretty healthy. Sure, they finished the Mundo, but then it's full retreat, and watch No Name, how far he goes on Lee Sin right there. Because he actually was Sonic Waving, Resonating, Striking to Robert as he flashed away, and then No Name also flashed again after to close just an absurd amount of distance.
Made that one happen, probably on the wrong side of things. And you also mentioned the fact that there's no healing for Complexity, whereas LMQ has the pretty high ability power nearly there. And you saw the health bars kind of come back up, help them sustain and play a longer duration fight. And it worked out here. Probably back to the mid lane. They are holding turrets fairly well, Complexity here, but the advantage is to keep slowly flowing LMQ's way. This is, 3 dragons now, and pretty much the reason for the entire gold lead.
Yeah, and to get back to your point of, maybe LMQ wasn't taking any of the games previously seriously, and now they're playing their slow, methodical style. I think it's more to do with just this team comp. They're playing it the way it is meant to be played. Their other games, they're playing Kha'Zix and Leona and Renekton, these guys that are supposed to really stomp all over the lane early, and they're playing it as such. But this LMQ team comp isn't meant to stomp over the lanes early. They're basically meant to survive and then turn on at a certain point in the game. I think they've just now turned on, and we're going to get to see more LMQ aggression. All
right, we'll see if they can flip the switch now. They sit 3,000 gold ahead. Westrice has a finished Black Cleaver. He's also got himself Boots of Swiftness there for Garen. So extra movement speed in the fights there. Decides he has enough defense without them as he moves towards, I'm guessing, Randuin's Omen for his 3rd big item of the game. Mid lane siege is continuing now that Xiao has that death cap done. Static Shiv on Robert X. Lee helping to sweep the minions away, and so far this mid lane turret is going to survive.
Yeah, they've done a lot of holding on that mid lane turret. It's incredibly hard to push against a Ziggs wave clear. And LMQ doesn't actually have very good wave clear of their own, so they haven't had many chances to really get to that turret and siege it down, but this looks like the moment where it's close to falling, unless Complexity rotates up really quickly.
Oh, going to rotate for the mid, man. Duff's going to come through. Vasily, who's going to go for it? Xiao gets hit up a little bit, pops barrier, does get away, kicked in towards the enemy team though. Broken Shard taking a lot of pain, has nowhere to go with this one, locked up and killed by a javelin. Robert X. Lee also overextended, not a lot of places to go. Bubba Dub also falls down 2 for 0. Westrice joins the party a bit late, kills a minion and says, well, not the best fight.
Yeah, just no response to Ackerman teleporting in that one. They overcommitted for Xiao, but didn't have the lockdown to keep him in place, and when that went wrong, the fight was just over, and now LMQ can push 5v3.
Javelins come down. This turret's gonna be theirs in this one. Complexity Black forced to run away, and LMQ finding another team fight win in a row, equalizing the turret lead, still up in Dragons, and these guys continuing to take advantages. That Javelin is good. Moore shows up, makes it happen, probably forced to run. Vasily gonna pick up that kill, and now Moore falls to Westrice, but this Karen is a little bit alone. Ackerman gonna go and try to land the slow chains. That's going to probably happen. Will they chase under the turret? Javelin! Xiao! Marksman right there with these shots.
Gotta watch the way you turn corners sometimes when a Nidalee's on the other team. That was a great capitalization of an advantage by LMQ right there as the spear lands. It triggers the flash and he tibbers, and this is just LMQ turning on their team comp and getting aggressive.
And just like that, they've picked up 2 turrets and a couple of kills in a row here. LMQ capitalizing more than a broken shift key and running back away to heal and pick up some new items.
Yeah, great sequence of events right there by LMQ. They did have to wait for the Complexity Black Pantheon ultimate to really start it all off, but after that, it was just a relentless assault of plays. Check that out, just support blowing people up, and then look, Vasily, look where that 80 carry is. Absolutely insane. They chase Westrice down. Just pay attention to the angles. You could barely see Nidalee up at the top of the screen. Throws the spear as he's turning the corner.
It's like max range.
Middle of the hitbox, too. Nice shot.
Yeah, very well led right there. Makes it happen. I gotta say, their willingness to run past the turrets and say, you know what, we know 2 of you are dead, then we've just all in and killed another one, and then we found the kill onto the mid laner, and it's like, well, now nobody's even alive. Easy chase for these guys, and they come back at the turret afterwards. Kills are the #1 important thing. When they're all dead, turrets will come by after.
That's true.
Yeah, it's the way to play it. Kills obviously the most important part of the game. A little bit of Baron setup here for these guys, but it is warded, so Complexity Black can't go for this one. Moore's going to come around and make sure that he can go for this.
I think it's time for Complexity Black to make a bit of a desperation play, especially against a Nidalee Lucian team.
Yeah.
If they ever get into a siege situation outside of their turrets again, they're most likely losing. Even if they got into a siege situation outside of the Baron pit, they will probably get poked down. So they're definitely looking for a pick or hoping to find a 4v5. Maybe they'll just force this right here because it's the best they're going to get.
We'll see if they can find much there. A little bit of damage coming in from Westrice. Joins back in towards No Name. Broken Shard down a half. pushed around. Stun comes in. They go for the jump on Robert Exley, but he gets away. Probably forced back as well. Frontliners going down in health. They find one. Prokashard's still around. Kill back onto Bubba Dub, though. The Lulu has fallen. Chaos still coming through. Westrice is taking it up. Can't find Xiao, and 2 kills come in for Vasily. They get into 4 versus 3 on the map right now. The chase still coming through. Javelin gets dodged by Ackerman. Unanswered. Triple kill for Vasily. Chasing down. Can he jump in? Does not find Robert Exley. They do find the team fight win.
Yeah, that was about the best fight Complexity Black was going to find, and something really strange happened with the first Westrice ultimate. I think he was trying to save it for Ackerman, and then I think he lost vision right as he was winding it up because Ackerman flashed over a wall. I'd love to check that out if we can get a replay as after the Baron, maybe, if they're going to take it here, because LMQ came out way on top in that fight. It was a desperation play by Complexity Black, and it looks like this Baron. So let's watch this fight here. Really long, extended fight as they take the Baron. Ackerman, he's trying to finish him off here, and you can see Westrice was about to ult him, but something stopped it. I would love to see what happened there. I couldn't even tell, but yeah, that was weird.
That might have been No Name almost, because Ackerman, it felt like didn't move very
he
far.
ulted No Name and killed him?
I think No Name died, because he ulted again later, but I think No Name died so fast it was
That's exactly what happened. Baron's still up, though.
Oh, Xiao kills off Broken Shard. They show back up. Looks like he's not able to steal this one with the man drop, and that's going to be Baron and an extra kill. Extra 2 kills, I should say, as Javelin just found Bubba Dub as well.
Well, LMQ, complete control. And going back to that point of confusion, I think you're absolutely right. He was trying to Garen ult No Name, but he died before it went off. Therefore, he still had it, and it just happened that Ackerman flashed as that was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good.
Do think Complexity Black could have turned that if he would have ulted Ackerman.
True.
Because he probably could have killed Mudo and Lee Sin.
Yeah, he ended up overextending, trying to kill Xiao and failing on it. And Ackerman
right as the heal came.
And Ackerman was a big comeback mechanic in that fight. He healed all the way up with his ultimate.
Yeah.
Xiao helping the team get Dragon, not uncontested, but unanswered Dragons here for LMQ. It's going to make it 4 or 5 now for these guys, and that's one thing they've done exceptionally well. Some with Moon to teleport, some just with great positioning overall, and some with great team fight mechanics. Yeah,
really nice movements throughout team fights. Vasily and Xiao in particular, being as untouchable as possible. Mirrored scores, just as they race for the top spot in Challenger on the NA solo queue ladder, they race for more kills and assists than the other guy. It's neck and neck.
See who can get more. Well, I mean, we already know the minion lead's going to go to Xiao regardless.
He farms a bit.
As long as Vasily doesn't die, he'll pretty much keep the KDA lead, though. It's going to take a lot of kills and assists for Xiao to beat him in KDA race.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Prawley's KDA is ruined. He died twice.
Cut in a third, roughly. It's very unfortunate. No longer top KDA. Robert Exley also 2 deaths. He was 3rd place overall in NA Challenger Series.
He's had a tough game. He shoved so well early on, but they just weren't able to take much in team fights. It's a very, very elusive team that LMQ has put together. And the initiation or sticking power of Complexity Black's team is actually very low. Yes, Broken Shard could ultimate in, but outside of that, what do they really have to keep people locked down? Bubba Dub can try and get a Glitter Lance off. You can see Bubba Dub's actually been frontlining a lot of these fights on really trying to keep people there.
Yeah.
But the LMQ kite potential, team comp-wise, has been too great.
He's added Talisman of Ascension, but Mikhail's Crucible is done there for more. Another turret goes down, making that 5-3 in this score. A lot of things really going LMQ's way. 15,000 gold almost put them in the lead. And the siege continues. Xiao. Happy to throw more javelins to the blue buff.
Yeah, this is the most dangerous point in the game. This is exactly what LMQ wants. Teleporting in on the siege minion. They're going to try to just brute force down some of this turret right now.
They get some good damage down. Ziggs ulti comes across as well. Can Complexity find a fight? Well, Prokashard finds a javelin. Not what he's looking for. Hurts a bit.
That's actually really clever. No Name popped his Lock of the Iron Solari active right as the Ziggs ult was going to land. So even though some of them got caught in it, it did not do that much damage to their team. Now the Baron regen is taking him back up.
And it's going to come back from cooldown in about 40 seconds here as well. Second siege now going in. Turret taking a bunch of damage. Complexity Black are able to get rid of just enough minions there. But maybe next wave that could be the kill. Westrice forced back. Ackerman in the front line takes a trap and doesn't really care. They're just going to backdoor it anyway. Goes down. Fight has begun. Bubba Dub trying to run away. Pops the Ascension. More cleavers to the back line. And the Culling's going to come through. Probably take down with a javelin right there. Going to be the inhibitor going as well.
Well, there's the Culling and the Javelin synergy right there. Lucian with Caitlyn, a very potent combo. There's the initiation.
The double stun. Robert Exley goes down. Westrice in the front lines. Not a good set of numbers here. Finds the ulti. More goes down. Fight's going to continue there. Broken Shard looking to clean up what he can. I think he's going to get much, though. Falls down. Legendary for Xiao. Bubba Dub falls over as well. Ackerman getting the kill on that one. Westrice, only man alive, and LMQ Gonna make it 1-0 in this Challenger best of 3.
Yeah, really well played game by LMQ. It was much slower than we would have expected, but by the end, these last 10 minutes have been nothing but action by LMQ.
Yeah, the slower siege game of Nidalee Lucian